Hi, everybody. I am Cherie. I am with WeRecruitSalespeople.com, where we recruit technology sales professionals who can hit quotas of $1 million to $5 million annually. Okay, so you have been hearing that the recession is coming. For some of our businesses, a recession is here. The coronavirus put a monkey wrench in everything. And you may be saying, okay, my company still needs to grow. We still need to bring in sales professionals that can meet quota, exceed quota. I'm going to say one thing. When times are good, a lot of people, if they're positioned properly, can hit their quotas and make sales. When times are harder, it is harder to find those needles in a haystack that can actually do it. So there are three questions you want to ask yourself as you are finding the right people to hit quota within your company, the right people that you want to onboard, because don't forget, the wrong sales hire costs you about $742,000. So you want to make sure that you're choosing the right person. And just saying, hey, there are going to be a lot of salespeople out there looking for a job if we end up with a recession or even a depression. A lot of times, those quota carrying, smashing A types of salespeople, they're the last people that a company will let go of. So they are even harder to recruit. But you want to think about three things, three characteristics that every recession ready, quota smashing salesperson is going to have. Number one is, do they have what I'm going to call a 10x mentality? Do they, have the thoughts and the mindset of, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to be a hunter for this company. I'm going to go out here. I'm going to focus on companies that have money, companies that are still spending money, bring in those enterprise clients and bring in those mid-market clients. And for some of you, those small businesses for my company. Do they have that type of confidence and mentality, and not just telling you that when they're sitting in the chair trying to get the job? I mean, proven. Do they have the proof of that, especially in a recessionary environment where they're going to get 3 to 10 times the no's that they got before the recession hit? Do they have that mentality? And then the second question you want to ask yourself is, do they are they willing to do 10x actions? So I was listening to a podcast, and the gentleman was saying that you know, for a recession, a person that was doing 30, 40 calls a day is going to have to do 200 to 300 calls a day. Is your salesperson, or is the person that you're bringing on, willing to do that? Willing to hustle harder for the same amount of quota? Because again, they're going to get 3 to 10 times the number of no's that they would have gotten before the recession hit. So are they willing to take massive, massive action just to get the same commission check, if not a little bit less? Because if they're not willing to do that, then they're not going to bust through during the recession. It's just not going to happen. Um, you know, outside the calls that they have to make, cold calls, cold emails that they have to do, going to twice the amount of networking events, having twice the number of demos. Are they willing to work longer hours? Are they willing to work weekends in order to meet or exceed those goals? If they are not willing to do that, then you might want to consider passing on that individual. And then number three, do they have 10x skills? Do they have the skills to go out and hunt for business? Do they have the skills to close the business? It's not enough for the person just to do 10x actions and what I would call have the heart for it. They may have a great heart for your technology. They may have a great heart for the problem that you're solving. But if they don't have the skills, if they have not been sharpening their saw for the last 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years when it comes to objection handling, closing business, follow up, nurturing, etc., then they're not going to do you any good. So the three things that they need, number one is a 10x mentality. They're a true go-getter. Number two is the willingness to do 10x actions to get the same result that they were getting before the recession hit. And number three, do they have 10x skills? Because without all three, that is not a recession uh, salesperson for your organization. So I want to invite you to do something, and that is to download my checklist, which is a checklist about hiring an IT salesperson who can hit $1 million to $5 million a year in quota. You'll be added to our email list, and you'll be invited to some special lives that I'm doing on YouTube, as well as you'll be invited to have a one-on-one strategy session with me. I'm also going to leave that link in the description box. So if you want to have a one-on-one, no obligation strategy session with me where we can talk about what type of salesperson that you need. Do you need someone who can prospect and close, or do you need someone who can nurture and upsell? Remember, there are very few, very few people who can do all four, and fewer who can do all four in a recession. But you're going to ask yourself, and we'll have that conversation during the one-to-one. What do you truly need in your organization? What are the characteristics of that person? And what are some of the methods that you can use to find that individual? Because that individual is not on Career Builder. They're not on Indeed. I've spoken with probably a dozen now, high quality salespeople, and they get they find jobs through their network. So in order for you to be in their network, you have to, be referred in, and there needs to be a match there. So again, I'm Cherie. Again, I want you to download our checklist. It's at werecruitsalespeople.com in order to download that checklist. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.